Hello viewers, Bullseye Movies brings you. What to expect in Season 3 of Georgie and Mandy's first marriage is shaping up to be the show's most emotionally ambitious chapter yet. What began as a warm, comedic spin-off rooted in young love and family chaos is now evolving into a deeper examination of marriage, ambition, grief, and incompatibility. At the center of it all is a deceptively simple disagreement, whether or not to have more children, that threatens to unravel everything Georgie and Mandy thought they were building together. Season 3 is expected to elevate Georgie and Mandy's disagreement over expanding their family from a passing argument into a defining storyline. What once felt like an uncomfortable conversation now becomes a recurring emotional fault line, reappearing in moments of stress, celebration, and vulnerability. The show is likely to make it clear that this is not a problem that can be solved with a single heartfelt talk or comedic misunderstanding. Georgie's desire for more children is rooted in certainty, optimism, and a belief that family is the ultimate source of stability. Mandy's reluctance, however, comes from a place of realism, exhaustion, and self-preservation. Season 3 will explore how these opposing perspectives clash not because either character is wrong, but because they are fundamentally out of sync. The show is expected to clarify that Mandy's uncertainty isn't about rejecting motherhood altogether, but about reclaiming control over her life after years of reacting to circumstances rather than choosing them. Georgie, meanwhile, sees waiting as risking momentum, emotionally, financially, and relationally. Their inability to agree on when and how to build their family becomes symbolic of deeper communication failures. Mandy's storyline is expected to take on greater emotional weight as the show leans into her struggle to balance marriage, motherhood, and personal ambition. Rather than portraying her hesitation as indecision, the series may frame it as a necessary reckoning with who she wants to be outside of her roles as wife and mother. Expect Season 3 to place Mandy at a professional crossroads. Whether through new opportunities, setbacks, or unexpected success, her career will no longer be treated as a secondary concern. The tension arises when her professional growth directly conflicts with Georgie's timeline for expanding their family. Mandy is likely to wrestle with guilt on multiple fronts: guilt for not wanting another child right now, guilt for disappointing Georgie, and guilt for wanting something for herself. Season May 3rd explore how women are often expected to justify ambition in ways men are not, even within loving marriages. One of the season's quiet but powerful themes may be Mandy's fear of becoming invisible within her own life. The show could explore how another pregnancy feels less like a blessing and more like erasure at this moment, and how that fear drives her resistance more than any lack of love for her family. Season 3 is expected to peel back Georgie's trademark optimism and reveal how much of it is fueled by fear. His insistence on more kids, close in age, may stem less from careful planning and more from a desire to anchor himself after losing his father and being thrust into adulthood too quickly. Georgie's longing for a bigger family is likely to be tied to his unresolved grief over George's death. The show may subtly suggest that Georgie is trying to rebuild what he lost, not just a father, but a sense of permanence and protection, through creating a large, close-knit family of his own. Unlike Mandy, Georgie views waiting as dangerous. He fears missed chances, lost time, and drifting apart. Season 3 could explore how his urgency creates pressure rather than security, and how his inability to slow down becomes a source of conflict. Georgie has spent much of the series stepping up, financially, emotionally, and practically. Season May 3rd show how that responsibility gives him confidence but also blinds him to Mandy's needs, as he assumes providing stability is the same as providing happiness. One of the show's most mature storytelling choices is likely to be its refusal to villainize either character. Their marriage isn't failing because of betrayal, cruelty, or neglect, it's failing because of misalignment. That distinction makes the conflict more painful and more realistic. Rather than explosive fights every episode, expect Season 3 to focus on quieter disconnects, conversations that stop too soon, assumptions left unchallenged, and compromises made reluctantly. These moments accumulate, creating emotional distance even as daily life continues. Mandy may begin to resent feeling rushed, while Georgie may resent feeling stalled. Season 3 is likely to explore how resentment doesn't always look like anger. Sometimes it looks like politeness, avoidance, or forced optimism. As the season progresses, the narrative may pivot from problem-solving to self-reflection. The show could ask whether compromise is always healthy, or whether some differences are simply too fundamental to overcome without someone sacrificing themselves. Georgie's mother may unintentionally reinforce his views on family, stability, and tradition. Season 3 could explore how Mary's well-meaning advice adds pressure rather than clarity, especially as Georgie tries to honor his parents' legacy. Missy is expected to continue serving as a mirror rather than a mediator. Her perspective, shaped by loss, independence, and emotional honesty, may highlight truths Georgie and Mandy aren't ready to face. Mandy's family dynamics may intensify her conflict, particularly if expectations, comparisons, or judgments emerge around motherhood and ambition. Their presence could amplify Mandy's feeling of being scrutinized from all sides. Expect the comedy to lean into awkwardness, irony, and emotional discomfort rather than broad jokes. The humor will often arise from characters trying to act normal while avoiding the real issue. Everyday situations, family dinners, childcare mishaps, work stress, may become battlegrounds for unspoken tension. The laughs will still land, but they'll often come with a sting. Season May 3rd begin laying narrative groundwork that points toward eventual separation. This could include parallel storylines, symbolic imagery, or dialogue that hints at irreconcilable differences without stating them outright. Stay tuned on Bullseye Movies channel for more recaps.